So fucking buckle up.
Oh shit, we're live.
We are fucking live.
It's a
Yeah.
dawn of a new era.
And I'm gonna send this YouTube link out for people to listen to. Or, if they want, they probably won't, but hey, whatever. Fuck it. Go, start.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Broke Ass Music Podcast.
Episode one. Yeah, episode 1.
I am Seth Arp, and on the other side of the computer is Zachary Westcott.
Hello.
So this is the dawn of a new era here.
Yeah, we got a whole new name and nothing else changed.
Yep.
We have a new name. The Broke Ass Music Podcast. I think it's a better name.
Yeah. Seth Arp with the podcast wasn't great.
Yeah.
It was just a filler.
Yeah. Filler for an entire year. And then we figured it out.
Yeah. It's like a hot dog.
Yeah.
All filler.
Anyway, this is the Broke Ass Music Podcast, episode 1. What are we, Seth? What show is this? What do we?
Yeah.
This,
We're a topic-based podcast where we discuss anything related to music, whether that be albums, whether that be cool songs, whether that be what kind of feels
the hottest beats, the coolest jams.
Yes. Just any current events going on in the music world.
True. That's pretty much it. Talk about music, and we don't give a shit if you don't like our opinion. We're just gonna talk about music because that's what we like to do. So let's talk about music. Seth, it's a new year. It's 2016.
Yeah.
We've had about we're about 2 weeks in. What the fuck have you been listening to for the past 2 weeks?
Oh man, what the hell have I been listening to? So I haven't been doing anything I haven't been really listening to anything necessarily brand new to 2016. I just started a new job, and doing my job requires a little playlist to pump me up. So I've just been listening to a lot of shit that pumps me up. I should probably give examples of that, shouldn't I?
Yeah, I think that'd help out the folks at home.
Probably. I have some old Chili Peppers on there. I haven't sat down and listened to Chili Peppers in a long time.
Throwback, which is weird to think. Chili Peppers they're a throwback, man.
Yeah. I've also been getting some Alt J, it's been a while since I listened to Alt J too.
I don't like them.
No? You're not?
I think we've had this discussion. I'm totally for the sort of like weird off-kiltered voice, but I just can't do it.
No?
But hey, whatever.
What else have I got? Band of Skulls.
Ooh. Kind of a throwback.
Kind of a throwback.
Yes, I haven't listened to them in a while.
Definitely some of the older stuff. That first debut album was just killer.
What was that bust out song, The Funeral? That's Band of Skulls, right?
That's Band of Horses.
Oh, I knew it had Band of something. Okay. My bad then. I have no idea. I don't know who Band of Skulls is.
No? Oh man, you're missing out.
I probably do.
You probably do. They've had a few songs in commercials and whatnot, but
what songs? We're gonna go on this tangent, but what?
We will go on a tangent. They have a song called "Lie to the Morning."
Man, I feel like I have to just like bring it up and listen to it, but I feel like that's sort of counterproductive to talk radio.
Then there's been
keep going.
Anyways, just some of that. I've been listening to some Tame Impala, but like older Tame Impala, not new stuff.
Okay.
Going back to like what was not Lonerism, but the other one, whatever the other one is.
I don't fucking know.
Inner speaker, inner speaker. Yeah, just some of that, and some of those songs that were big in 2015.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
What about
Um.
you?
Well, we were speaking before the recording started, but I was on a cruise last week. So I was on a cruise, man. It was awesome. As I said before, it was great. It was a Caribbean cruise. And basically, cruises are just one huge party where everyone gets drunk and nobody gives a shit about anything. So, to get into the spirit of that, I listened to a shit ton of Pitbull and Flow Rida. Not always by choice, because it's you can't always choose what you listen to. But it's party music. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna say it's the best party music, but it is party music for sure.
yeah. I
Um,
remember. I remember going on my Mexico trip, and like it was that's all they played. It was like Pitbull, Florida, um, Nicki Minaj, like all that, like all the
Yeah,
pumped
so
up
I
jams.
didn't really listen to a lot of my own personal choices on the trip because like most of the trip I was busy hanging out and like drinking and stuff. I didn't have a lot of time to just like chill and listen to music. I mean, I could have, but I don't want to do that. So I want to go have fun. So I was just listening to whatever, like we'd be like hanging out at the pool area and there'd be this like reggae band that played covers and it was fucking phenomenal. So that was good, but a lot of like, and then like at night they had like this nightclub spot, and then they also had they had to have like DJs on the very top deck at night that would play just like club hits. So I don't know, a lot of club hits in the past week, but in the past 2 weeks, so like the week after Christmas, but leading up to New Year's, I listened to a shit ton of the Beatles because they put all the Beatles discography on Spotify.
That is
Fucking
right.
awesome.
That was
Fucking
like
really awesome. Super
Christmas for
stoked about
everyone.
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I listened to the Beatles a lot in like 2010 and 2011. I just got like super into them. And then I never didn't like them after that. I just kind of fell off of it because I think, I don't know, you taste
Just
change.
just happens like that.
Yeah, and so yeah, it was really cool to go back and listen to all the stuff that I listened to like 5 years ago and just be like, man, this fucking band was so good, so good. Yeah, it really just brought me back. But it was, yeah, pretty much that. There's other few things, but I'm gonna save some of that for when we shout out some tracks at the end here.
Yeah. So dude, it's 2016. 2015 is now behind us with left us
Super
some with
behind
some
us. It's over. We don't even have to think about it ever again,
ever.
ever.
So there's been some big things happen in 2016, and there are bigger things going to happen. So let's talk about some of that.
All right, so things we know. New Kanye album next month.
Yep, new
New
Kanye.
new Drake album also next month. I don't have dates, but they are coming next month. I know that for sure, and I'm pretty
I want
stoked.
I want to say Kanye's was it February 22nd?
Yeah, it's later February, I think. I don't know when Drake's. I think was actually just early 2016, maybe just February 2016.
Yeah,
But man, I'm stoked. Like I don't know how you feel. Like Drake, I'm pretty pumped for because personally, he's like that's my taste. But Kanye, I don't always like what Kanye does, but his album drops are like an event, man.
yeah,
They
absolutely.
are a thing. Like think about the last like three albums he's released. Yeezus, that was a big fucking deal. Then
Yep.
the even bigger one before that was my Twisted Dark
My
Fantasy,
my
beautiful
dark twisted.
Twisted Dark Fantasy, whatever. That one that was huge because there were so many crazy guests on that one. And then I think the one before that was 808s and Heartbreak, right? That
Yeah,
like crazy like Kanye West is not really rapping, he's like singing and it was like all soulful and but like auto tune. It was
yeah,
really
that's right.
crazy. So like every like the pat his he's done some weird shit, and I love it, and I can't wait to see what he does next. So a month from now, a little over a month from now, we are definitely going to be doing a review of that. I'm telling you,
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, with this new like show, blog, video thing we're doing, we're gonna start doing review discussions. Me and you, mano y mano, hashing it out, deciding if an album's good or not.
Yep. Um,
That's gonna probably be the first one,
yeah.
unless something comes out in January. Then I mean, tomorrow's New Music Friday. We're recording this on a Thursday, and I have no idea what's coming out. So I don't know.
Other big news. I don't know if you saw this week. John Mayer posted a picture.
Back in the studio, son. Cannot
Not only
wait.
back in the studio, but back in the studio with the trio.
Really?
Fucking
It's
Pino Palladino and Steve Jordan.
Pito Palladino. That's like the best name ever. That's a
Yeah,
great name.
right. Yeah.
But
So
that's
those,
exciting. That
yeah,
makes me excited.
those are the two big guys on Continuum, and so like
Yeah.
finally going back to it, it's gonna be
Yes.
fucking great.
His last two albums were certainly good, but they were not Continuum. They were not, they weren't they wasn't as John Mayer as I would have liked.
Yeah,
So I'm really pumped for him to come back full force, fucking do it.
yeah.
Okay, so what else? I don't know. What do you? That's what we know. I don't think I
So
know anything else. What do we
Chili Pep
want?
Chili Peppers are going. I don't know what time. I don't even know if it's actually scheduled for this year, but they're working with Danger Mouse right now on a new album.
Really? Okay, let me ask you this question. Who cares? And I don't mean that in a negative way, but it sounds negative, but I'm saying like, man, they're old. And it's not that old people can't make good music. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying sometimes when older bands who had their heyday 20 years ago make new music, it's just not the same. It's just not the same. It can never be the same.
No, it's not nearly the same. I don't think they've had a really like their last album. I'm with you wasn't it wasn't like earth shattering or anything. I think like the
At
last big
all.
one they had was like Stadium Arcadium, which was
And that
like
was like
10 years ago.
2006. That was straight up 2006. I remember I was in 8th grade when Danny California came out.
Yeah,
Man, 10 years since the last album that anyone cared about. Like that was their, hey, Red Hot Chili Peppers are making a new album and they're still fucking good, even though that album was kind of okay. Uh, but like 10 years later, and like everyone, like, I don't know, man. What do you think they do? Like,
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Danger Mouse, considering like the track record Danger Mouse has with the Black Keys. Like,
I
will this
guess,
be? Will
but I
this
mean,
like? I'm just kind of
they're not.
wondering, like, will it be one of those like really late albums in their career where it's like, holy crap, like they still fucking got it, or is this just like we're doing Danger Mouse because we want to like he caused such a controversy with the Black Keys, so we want to see if like people will be like, oh, Danger Mouse, like
I don't know, man. Honestly, I will bet right now that that album will be totally okay, but it will not move. It will not move the fucking oceans, and it will be underwhelming, and it will be forgotten, just like their last one. Even with like Danger Mouse, he's producing it. He's not really, like okay, yeah, Danger Mouse produced a Black Keys album, but the Black Keys are already fucking awesome, and they're like their sound lined up. I don't see the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Danger Mouse lining up in any way that makes sense to me. So it could be interesting, but interesting isn't always good. It's just
right,
interesting.
yeah.
So I suppose we'll see. I'm not against the idea. I just like the Red Hot Chili Peppers have not been relevant to me since 2006.
What else
Oh
is
well. But
like
okay.
what else? Is there anything else? Like
I don't
any
I don't know.
other
I mean, like I
albums
said,
or
it's 2 weeks in. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that's like 2016 this is happening. But let's do some predictions. Let's predict some. Let's go back and forth or whatever. I'll go do a couple. You do a couple. What albums? What artists do you think are going to put out new stuff this year? I'm gonna tell you my first one. Two Door Cinema Club are going to put out a new fucking album this year. It's going to happen. I am
yeah,
100% betting you. No, I'm 100% positive, and I bet you something of value that
I
they
mean,
will put out a
I'm
new
not
album.
gonna bet against you.
It's been 4 years.
4 years
4
since
years.
Beacon, and then like another 3 years since like that little EP they put out.
Yeah, like fall of 2012 was when Beacon came out. It's been 4
Yeah.
years. They are they are fucking coming back.
They already have like some festivals that they're already lined up in.
Oh yeah.
So like you can't not like go back on tour and not
Yeah,
have something.
they never really went away, but
Eh,
I feel like they've definitely been out of the music stratosphere long enough to be like they were fucking recording an album.
yeah.
They're or I mean honestly they could even be recording it right now. They could go into the studio today and have it done by fall if they
Right.
wanted. I mean it's been 4 years. They have to have been working on something, right?
Yeah.
Especially if they're still doing shows.
Yeah.
So yes,
Oh,
I'm psyched for it. Really want
I
that.
I know I forgot to add this in the last one, but I guess it's not really a prediction because I know it's happening. The last Shadow Puppets.
I don't know what.
The last Shadow Puppets. It's actually a side project of Alex Turner of the Arctic Monkeys.
Weird name.
They had an album out 8 years ago.
They
They put
just
an
put
album
us.
out eight years ago, and they're just debuting their second one
Yeah,
this year. Pretty sure it's
single just came out.
yeah,
Bad Habits. Okay,
yeah.
interesting.
I believe their album is dropping in like sometime in the spring, like March, April, maybe.
Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, April. Damn. All right, we're jumping backwards. Explosions in the Sky has a new album coming out April 1st. Psyched. How pumped. It's been a while since they put out an album. I want to say like 2020, a while ago. Looked up. But yeah, they announced it on I think Facebook, Twitter, all social media on their site, and they've been doing like soundtrack stuff for a while. 2011
Mhm.
was the last time they put an album out, so 5 years. But yeah, they've been doing soundtrack stuff. Not to say that's bad, but man, they're excellent, and I cannot wait for a new LP from them. Stoked.
Um, what other
Um,
predictions? I feel like maybe like late in the year, maybe the Black Keys will do something.
well, that last one came out like what was that 2 years ago, 2014, or was that early last year? Was that
No,
album?
it was May of 2014.
Okay, so yeah, I would say maybe like a summer fall release makes a lot of sense.
The only thing I'm thinking of is I think the Arcs are actually going to be on a few festival lineups, so I don't know if
Oh yeah, if they're
maybe
on tour, they wouldn't even be able to get into the studio for a couple months. That album dropped in September, so I mean they're
that
probably
or
gonna be on tour for
unless they're
yeah.
just like doing like in between, just like whenever they can. Because I mean, hell, they could. Black Keys made Thick Freakness in 14 hours.
Yeah, but I mean they're a
Right.
lot busier now than they were back then.
Sure. Yeah. 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 I
um
don't know. That might happen. I could maybe see like I was thinking something like a November December release.
okay. Um I think we're gonna see the second LP from Royal Blood this year. Or at least an announcement for early 2017.
Yes. Yes. That would
That
be
was 2014. Like they are hot motherfucking band. You do not want to wait too long. I mean that last LP isn't even very long, so I'd like to think that they're still working on like they're definitely done touring for the album, so they're probably still playing shows and shit. But man, they need to get back in that studio, and record some more in your face rock music, please.
yeah. Um. One I'm kind of thinking of. Speaking of bass and drum duos, maybe Death from Above. I don't know.
Really? I thought that
Maybe.
comeback was kind of like I don't
I just
know.
don't
It
feel like
was
it'd be
sort
a
of like
one-off.
yeah.
Because I mean, it was 10 years between those albums. I just feel like since they kind of made a resurgence, I don't know if they would like.
I
I
don't
just
think
don't
so,
see them waiting
man.
like a long time for for the next album.
I don't know.
I don't,
That album kind of felt like to me was like, hey, we were really cool 10 years ago. Let's like it's been 10 years, let's just do something together. And I think they came together, made that, and we're like, all right, that was cool. But like we're not gonna keep doing this, right? Like there's a reason that we stopped doing it before.
I don't know.
It just kind of felt like a I don't know. It didn't feel like a comeback. It just kind of felt like, hey, let's give the people something that they want, and then that's about it. That's all I really got out of it.
Uh, do you have any others?
Yes. I guess it's not really a prediction since it was semi-announced, but Ryan Adams is going to have some stuff dropping this year.
Oh yeah.
Um, Back when his 1989 cover album came out, he did an interview with, I think, can't think of the guy's name, but he's one of the big like Apple radio. I think it's like the Beats One station or something.
Oh yeah.
He did an interview with that guy about the cover album, and he said, "Hey, I've got albums ready, pretty much ready to go for 2016. So we're gonna see some new stuff from Ryan Adams this year. Pretty stoked about that."
Um, I think this might happen this year. Tool.
Yes, I can't believe I forgot that. Tool is happening this year. It's been 10 years since 10,000 years, and we're gonna get new Tool. It's gonna happen. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it yet. But at the same time, it's new Tool. You cannot complain about new Tool, even if it's not everything you've ever wanted. You cannot complain.
Yeah. Trying to think of who else is kind of due for stuff.
Head in the Heart. I don't know if you listen to them. It's been a couple years since I think it was like 2013 they put their last album out, which was their second one. So I think they're certainly due for some new stuff. Also, Frightened Rabbit, kind of. I don't know if you know who Frightened Rabbit is, but they're sort of like they were like a bigger Scottish band, indie rock. They're like pretty big a couple years ago. They're definitely due for some new stuff. This is harder than I thought it would be. I came in here with like, we're gonna do this topic because fucking Two Door Cinema Club is putting out a new album soon, but I didn't really have anything more than that. So,
I think Saint Lucia might have.
I've not really given them much of a listen. Are they? What kind of group is that?
Very. I'd probably put them in the same category as someone like groups like Passion Pit.
Okay.
Like MGMT, kind of stuff like that.
MGMT. Whoa. There you go. Where's MGMT at?
That's a good question.
Because they have been out for at least a year or two. They did put out an album that was like, I don't think anyone cared about it. 2013, it was self-titled. I would love for MGMT to put out a new album and just be like, hey, remember that first album we made that was so fucking awesome and everyone loved it? We're going to do another one of those and just rock everyone's fucking face off. I think that'd be awesome. I certainly miss that group. That when like I'm looking at that album now. That album came out in 2007. That was huge, man. That was all over the radio. It was everywhere.
Man.
And I mean, yeah, I guess at a certain point it kind of reached saturation where like, all right, I'm fucking sick of hearing Kids, like stop playing it. But it's been long enough that now I'm like, man, Kids is a fucking good song, right? So yeah, I'd like to see them come back.
I am a little curious about what Queens of the Stone Age might do.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
It's been because
Josh has got to be doing something.
Because they came out Like Clockwork came out in 2013, right?
Yeah, they're usually longer wait though, because like Era Vulgaris was like 2007. So like, I mean, I don't expect them to put out something new very soon. Unless they're working on a new Them Crooked Vultures album. That could happen.
That could very well
happen. Dave, Foo Fighters put out their album last year, so that's like sort of done with. Not I mean they do shows and stuff, but that's sort of done with. Like Clockwork's been out. And like I'm guessing, and Josh is not touring with Eagles of Death Metal really. He's probably doing a couple shows here and there when it's a schedule. But I can certainly see that coming back. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, the only thing I have seen like a few of the I think like Coachella and Bonnaroo's lineup accidentally got leaked.
Yes, we're gonna talk about that later, so don't talk too much about
Um,
it.
I think a few lineups I've seen have Eagles of Death Metal in it. I think now because they're starting one because they have the album, but I'm sure like they're probably getting a lot more uh, bills because of the events that happened last year with them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Um,
if they go to
but
Bonnaroo, it doesn't fucking matter. Bonnaroo is a crazy fucking thing from what I hear, so it's not
yeah,
gonna matter much.
yeah, I could definitely knowing Dave Grohl's spontaneity. Dem Crooked Vultures is a very, very
Yeah, he seems like a
good
guy that just
guess.
doesn't wanna stop making music. And
No,
so if
he'll
maybe the
just like
guy
he's
yeah.
like once Foo Fighters is done, he's like, oh, I'll drum on this album. Oh, we're done touring for the year. They're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna work on this
He's
project.
got like a family, right, though?
He's got a daughter
So
and
maybe not. Well,
a wife, evidently.
how old is his oh, I guess I don't know. You probably don't know how old his fucking kids are. But yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, in the vein of that kind of music, Wolf Mother's got new stuff dropping. Totally forgot about that.
Yes. Wolf Mother's dropping an album.
So that's been a bit. Well, what was their last album was what, a couple years ago, but that was kind of a weird one, right?
Yeah. It
It
was like
wasn't
it was 2014 and it was like some weird DIY thing that they released on Bandcamp.
yeah. Yeah, so that's I don't really want to count that. So like Cosmic Egg was like 2008, maybe 7. So
Yeah.
let's fucking get it going, baby. Almost like 9 years later, I want some good ass new Wolf Mother.
Yeah.
So I could definitely get down with that. I'm pretty much just looking at rock albums because like I'm sitting here thinking like, man, rap, there isn't really anything I'm anticipating just because like, Drake and Kanye have new stuff, but Kendrick's obviously going to be on the DL for a bit since Butterfly came out almost a year ago, but he doesn't put stuff out that quick. And then if I'm thinking about like the EDM scene, new music comes out every fucking 2 weeks, so don't really know about that. Like, I guess I'd have to sort of look at a schedule, but that's no fun. I wanna guess. I wanna guess what's coming around the bend.
Yeah.
Rival Sons. Rival Sons? What about that?
Yeah, they might put something out. They
Been
they
been a couple years.
it's been 2014.
Oh yeah. So I mean,
Yeah, they did June of 2014 last year, so
2 years ago. Well, that would have been a year and a half or whatever at this point. But
yeah.
yeah, I
Pretty
could
sure they're in
definitely.
the studio.
They gotta be right. They gotta be.
Yeah.
All right, let me do one last quick scroll through, and we'll see, and then we can move on. But I just wanna. Yeah, because I can't. Yeah, maybe it's a new Bombay Bicycle Club. I don't know if you like them at all, but
Oh
they're
yeah.
probably due for some new stuff to come out pretty quick. Yeah, that's about it.
I forgot one.
Ooh,
Incubus.
yeah, that's got to be coming out soon, right? I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I read an article with Brandon Boyd that was saying that, like what happened. So the original plan last year was to release 2 EPs, which basically was just one album.
Yeah,
They released Trust. It was called Trust Fall Side A, and Trust Fall Side B was supposed to be released later in the year, but they said like during the recording session, like there was so much material that they're just like, fuck it, we're gonna just record an album. So I'm
nice.
pretty sure like they should have something this year, which would be absolutely awesome to hear.
Yeah, I would love like that. Trustfall stuff was like really good in a way that I have not thought Incubus was for a while. So I'm super pumped for them to come back and do more stuff that reminds me of how good Incubus can be.
Mm-hmm.
There was a recent Ask Reddit thread, and I think it was what song calms you down, and guess how many people lost their shit over Aqueous Transmission. Like people are like, came here to post this, came here to post this. So good, so good.
Such a great song for that.
It really is. It really is. Okay. Well, that's that. That's some predictions and stuff that's coming out in 2016. I think it's going to be a solid year. 2015 was a fucking solid year.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
a lot of stuff came out in 2015. We're not going to spend too much time on this, but a lot of stuff came out that like surprised me, and I got into a lot of new genres. So it was really cool to like get into a whole group of genre, a whole new group of artists from a genre to be excited for. So like for this year and even on to 2017, like man, I'm thinking it's going to be a real good year, real good year. But let's talk about that news that we mentioned earlier that the Bonnaroo 2016 lineup, some of it leaked, not all of it. I don't think the headliners leaked, but
Yeah.
it looks like actually Bonnaroo lineup is going to be announced on Conan
What?
on Tuesday the 19th. Yeah, I went to find like an article so I could rattle off some of the names, and there's this link to a Conan YouTube video saying that he's announcing the Bonnaroo lineup.
That's crazy.
Well, I'm guessing the tickets are going to go on sale pretty soon after that. They go on sale, so I mean,
So this is pretty crazy. I'm looking at the Consequence of Sound article about. They said like the festival's headliners were not announced, but like we do know that Pearl Jam, LCD Sound System, and Dead and Company are going. It's like,
isn't that crazy? They're not the headliners though.
yeah, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Like
Like Pearl
LCD
Jam is
Sound
not a
System,
headliner.
LCD Sound System has stopped making music. Like so, they're the headliner though. That's really cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at a couple more. I'm not on the Consequence of Sound article, but this one's talking like M83, Tame Impala, Haim. Is that how you say that?
It's Haim, yeah.
Haim. Father John Misty, Death Cab,
Miguel.
Churches. Yeah, Miguel, Tyler the Creator, Kurt Vile is going. Halsey's going. Two Door Cinema Club is going. Third Eye Blind, of course. Got to have that Third Eye
Beyond
Blind.
Bridges.
Cashmere Cat, Fosterdamus. Like, man, it's gonna be Chris Stapleton. I see too.
We should go to that.
Yeah, we should.
Then.
We should probably go down to Tennessee.
I would go. This is Monterey is always like around my birthday, so this would be like the greatest fucking present ever. Hint, hint, Zach.
Oh, shut your mouth! I want to buy you a ticket. I'd buy myself one. I'll see you there. But yeah, so Bonnaroo. It looks like the lineup's getting announced on Conan the 19th. So look for that. It's gonna be fucking rad. I hope anyway. I know a buddy who's gone 2 times or 3 times, either 2 or 3 times, and he just says it's the most amazing amount of fun that you can have watching live music, and that sounds pretty good to me.
That's heaven.
It is heaven. Okay. So the 2016 predictions thing was my topic. I called it. So now you have to come up with one. It's on you.
We've had some just this past couple of weeks have been a little sad. We've lost 2 iconic rock and roll legends. One being Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead, bassist and frontman of Motorhead. And on top of that, David Bowie. May they both rest in peace.
What a fucking start to 2016, man. And I'm not necessarily a musician, but Alan Rickman of Severus Snape fame also passed away today. Yeah. Same age as Bowie, not same disease, well, cancer. But man, what the fuck, right? Oof.
Yeah, that's
rough. It's rough.
It's like we need to take like all like Paul McCartney and like Jimmy Page and just like cryogenic freeze them.
Yeah.
So they cannot die. We cannot lose these men.
Yeah, I want to come out there and say right away, like I'm not a big Motorhead fan. I'm not a big David Bowie fan, but they're the kind of people that you may not necessarily like, but you just admire the hell out of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you respect them for what they've brought to music.
Yes. And for me, more so David Bowie than than Lemmy Kilmister. Because like, well, obviously, yeah, Motorhead is fucking just that was metal, dude. He brought metal to us, and that's cool as shit.
Yeah.
I like metal, and all the like, I'm there are so many bands out there that would be like, yeah, dude, Motorhead influenced the shit out of me. So fuck yeah, go Lemmy. But David Bowie, dude, David fucking Bowie, man. Now both halves of the song "Under Pressure" are dead, and that sucks.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. To be honest, like I've never really sat down and listened to a lot of David Bowie. I mean, Under Pressure and what's the other
Space
one?
Oddity, or
Yeah,
Life on Mars, or Let's Dance, Modern Love.
yeah,
You know,
the,
I know a couple of his bigger ones. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a huge Bowie fan either, but I really admire the fuck out of him.
yeah. He was definitely he was actually an artist. He
Oh
was
yeah,
yeah,
crazy awesome. So we definitely need to pour one out for those two. Well, three, I suppose.
yeah, absolutely.
Um,
May they rest in peace.
so okay, well that wasn't much of a topic, but we're gonna spin it off because I thought of this. So those deaths sucked, but let's talk about deaths that are really gonna hit us hard. So what musicians do you see yourself just losing your shit over when they die?
Dave
They
Grohl.
pass away. Okay, Dave Grohl.
That I can answer that one pretty fast. Like just
That
just
is a
because
big
like
loss. Ugh.
just because like he like now he's kind of like the ambassador of rock and roll. He's just like
He really is though.
he
For sure.
like and just like he's got such a reputation for being such a great guy, just like so friendly and just he really pours his heart out in whatever he does.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
like I yeah like because I remember when Robin Williams passed away a couple years ago, and like that was like one of the first deaths because we you grow so familiar to him, and it's like, and even like when Alan Rickman died, it's like someone that you've known throughout this history,
Yeah,
even
just
though
a
you
part of your childhood. Well, for Alan Rickman, just a part of like your. We grew up with those Harry Potter movies, so like
yeah
he was a part of your childhood, man. If you watch those movies, so like to have him pass away, it's like fuck
yeah and like
mortality and shit.
I've been listening to Foo Fighters for 15, 15, 16 years, and it's like you're just like, oh man, like when that happens, it's gonna crush.
Yeah, and I honestly, I think the us talking about this, a lot of the people we're going to talk about are definitely going to be people in rock and roll because I mean, when you think about it, the other genres that I mean I listen to, everyone's like in their 30s, so it's okay. Like a lot of
Right.
like yeah, there are definitely rap artists out there that it's gonna suck when they die, but like they're not gonna die for 30 years because rap is still such a young genre that like no
Yeah.
one's old, you know, like Snoop Dogg's only 44. Like he's not even that old.
Yeah.
Um, so I think it's definitely going to be like for me, people like Josh Homme and Maynard James Keenan, just because of the influence they had on my younger years and shaping the kind of like why I like rock and roll music. Like, man, what's that's going to be such a shitty thing, like such a shitty day, especially for Maynard James Keenan. Because like, yeah, hopefully a new Tool album comes out this year, but if he died, that mean there could never be a new Tool album, or at least not one that I'd want to listen to.
Right.
You know.
Um, someone like Jimmy Page too.
Yeah, Jimmy Page,
I
Robert
mean,
Plant, uh,
John Paul Jones.
not as much, but
Not as much. Right, but
I don't. I guess I'm gonna branch this out because I'm actually kind of having some trouble thinking of some, but like ones that I think will be a big deal, like when Bono passes away, I think that'll be sort of a big deal.
yeah,
Um, Pop stars, I'm trying to think of like I don't know, like when Whitney Houston died, it was kind of a big deal. Obviously, Michael Jackson, but like man, who the fuck else? I'm trying to think of like a pop star that was like super big and now is old.
Madonna.
Yeah, Madonna. There you go. She's gonna die soon, right?
Keith Richards will never die.
No, that was something that was on Reddit. It was like, I can't believe David Bowie died at 69 and somehow Keith Richards is alive. um, I think somehow Cher will live indefinitely, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't be that bummed out if she died. Not to like be a dick,
No,
but personally, I wouldn't be all that bummed out.
it's not going to hit you with the same
Yeah, yeah, I'm
impact.
not gonna. Yeah, it's not gonna just like wreck me for a day. I don't know. Like, I guess I don't have as many as I thought I would of artists that would just like totally bum me out. And I think the thing that we more risk is like maybe like some tragedy happening with artists that we love that are young.
Yeah.
We're not. I don't think we're gonna see a lot of those artists like pass away from natural causes, except maybe like Jimmy Page and Robert Plant. Um, but like really the only things are gonna like if Dan Auerbach of the Black Keys tragically was in a car accident and died, that'd fucking suck, and I'd be bummed out for a good while.
Yeah,
That'd be like,
absolutely.
man, it's not just that you're not just robbed of like the cool guy on this planet, but you're robbed of all the music he could have made. That's
Mhm.
why I think that's what I think a lot of people feel about like Kurt Cobain. It's not that they just took like a really interesting and poetic man from the earth, but like what could he have done
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like,
in like
we,
20 years? Like he'd be up there by now. Like if he was still alive, he would be in his 40s.
yeah,
So like what could he have done
yeah.
in all that time?
You think of all those 27s like Jimi Hendrix, Amy
Yeah.
Winehouse died at 27.
Yep.
Was Janis Joplin 27?
Yeah, real young. I'm pretty sure
Yeah, like,
27
and
ish.
Hendrix revolutionized rock in just like a matter of a few years.
Right?
Like like early 20s, like he caused his revolution in a matter of a few years, and then it was like, think of what could have where he would be right now.
Yeah. That's weird. But oh yeah, how am I not fucking thinking with this? Paul McCartney dies, I'm gonna cry. For
Yep.
real. I just mentioned the Beatles earlier. Ringo Starr, not so much. But when Robert Plant, when fucking Paul McCartney dies, dude, man, that guy was
The
such a.
world will cry.
Oh yeah, we will. I will listen to Let It Be like 50 times in a row, just bawling my eyes out that Paul McCartney's dead.
Yeah.
Cause, man, what a guy. But yeah, that's a
Yeah.
bummer. We talked about some bummer stuff. Real bummer.
Yeah. Yeah. Real bummer.
um, what else we got, man? I feel like we like whipped through everything that we needed to talk about.
We did.
But okay, well, let's do this. Let's talk about 2016 for us and what's going to come from us, because we sort of did this on our album of the year podcast last year, but that was kind of for a different thing. Now we're a new thing. So let's talk about what broke ass music is for real.
Yeah. So we're going to be having a Tumblr, which is going to be basically just an extension of the podcast. Like, we'll post our podcasts up there, but we'll also have other little tidbits that we can't fit into an hour-long episode. Um,
Absolutely.
Everything from like like just lists of like favorite tracks, favorite albums, um, even doing some reviews and stuff. Like, um, maybe if we don't get it on an episode, we'll at least write about it.
Yeah, for sure. So as far as content goes, so yeah, we're probably, I think, in the beginning of the next week or two, there's going to be some list type stuff, just sort of some like recaps of last year. But going forward, as far as reviews go, I think for big albums, we're both going to listen and then do a review discussion. So it won't be an episode of the show, or won't fit it into an episode of the show. We'll just record like a 10 to 20 minutes, or however long it takes to like talk about the album, suss out how we feel about it, and then come up with some sort of consensus on it. I don't know if that's going to be some sort of number, probably not, or something. We'll come up with some sort of rating system that's not that terrible to review albums with. But also, you know, obviously we both have different tastes and stuff, and they're going to be albums that I want to review, but you have no interest in listening to. So
Right.
we'll definitely be written reviews going up where we just, you know, stuff that like if a new EDM album comes out, artist album comes out, and I want to listen and talk about it, then I'll do that there.
Yeah.
And we'll probably both be contributing various articles, you know, just stuff that comes up, maybe talking about our influences, talking about how we feel about music, lots of different shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun.
And of course we do have our Spotify playlist that you can, that if we, when we come up with, when we find cool tracks that we want people to really check out, like all the recommendations we make here at the end of the show, go on there. We also both have personal playlists that we make. Like um, I have like my favorite tracks of last year and stuff. There's a bunch of Spotify content too.
Oh yeah, we're
Just
gonna probably. I mean, once we actually look at a release calendar and figure out what's coming out in 2016, we'll probably put together like anticipated lists. You know, we're gonna try and get stuff up. We're both busy. We both have. I mean, I've got a full-time job. You just started a new full-time, part-time,
full-time job.
full-time job. You know, so we're busy as shit, but we're still gonna be using our goddamn weekends to do some shit and put it up for you and all the other random strangers.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. Let's wind it down. A little bit of a shorter episode, but you know, that's fine. It's the beginning of the year. We're trying to like refresh. We just hit the refresh and we'll be good to go. We'll have a nice long one, I think. I think the next one we do will be nice and long.
Yeah.
So to end the show, let's throw out some track recommendations.
We got some track recommendations. The first one I want to recommend is the new song by the Last Shadow Puppets called Bad Habits. If you listen to Arctic Monkeys, yeah, like I said before, Last Shadow Puppets has Alex Turner, the lead singer of the Arctic Monkeys. It's him and another guy named Miles Kane. It's just another British artist. So they both sing vocals on songs and stuff. It's really different. It's like orchestral pop music. It's kind of the best way to describe it. Like they use like a bunch of strings and stuff, but they also like incorporate it into like a rock format. So it's pretty cool. I highly recommend the band. They had an album out 8 years ago called The Age of the Understatement. So yeah, definitely check out the Last Shadow Puppets.
I will be doing that. So as I mentioned earlier, Explosions in the Sky is coming out with a new album on April 1st. It's called The Wilderness, and they actually put out on YouTube the first single. It's called Disintegration Anxiety. Fucking killer name for a track. I don't know if it's on Spotify, but I mean, if you're not familiar with Explosion in the Sky, it's progressive, it's instrumental progressive rock, very atmospheric. A lot of they're very much known for starting off very somber and pretty, and then building to this big epic climax, and then ending on that somber, pretty note again. But this is a little bit different. Not in a bad way. It's kind of got this strange sort of like. It's I don't want to say upbeat, but it's more in your face than most of their stuff is. I won't say much more because if you're gonna listen to it, I want you to just listen to it. So that's my first one.
My second one, it's not terribly new. It's several months old, but it's actually a remix of a Tame Impala song. Haim remixed it.
Interesting. Okay.
The song "Cause I'm a Man" that was off Tame Impala's most recent album Currents. Haim remixed it. It's a little slower, but they fucking the girls just fucking kill it. It's a fantastic remix of the song.
Okay, I'm gonna
Um,
definitely check that out.
it. I love it. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, definitely give that remix a listen.
I will. I will. Okay. Second track recommendation coming from me is from, I don't know if this was this year. Okay, okay. So last this guy Pell, he was one of my honorable mentions on the Album of the Year podcast. He put out an album called Limbo later last year, and just before the year ran out, he put out, I guess, just a one-off track. I wouldn't say it's off of a new album, but it's called Pretty Things. It's definitely on Spotify. Pell is super interesting. He is what I want. He's basically filling in for Kid Cudi, where
Okay.
Kid Cudi decided to like be super weird and do stuff that I'm not interested in at all. Pell's kind of like picking up the slack and being like, I'm going to be a rapper who talks about interesting things that you don't normally hear rappers talk about, with really awesome like production that's like very much hip hop, but like experimental, in a catchy and melodic way, and not like a weird, why would anyone listen to this way? And like his voice really reminds me of Kid Cudi too. Like it's not like an imitator by any means.
Right.
He just, there are parts of like his voice that just really make me think, man, Kid Cudi was so cool, but this guy is gonna top him, I think, if he keeps it up.
Sweet. My last one. I actually found this through, I believe, your playlist, Zach. Your playlist called "Fucking Rock Music."
Hell yeah.
Rain Wolf.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
Good track, right?
Holy shit! They are awesome.
Yeah.
Um, it's. I think it's definitely blues rock. It's um, you could probably compare them to Jack White, but like the sound they have is really cool. Um,
Very much so.
the song is called "Are You Satisfied?" and oh my god, it it's kind of like if Royal Blood did more of like trying to sound a little more like Jack White. Like it's not nearly like the heaviness of Royal Blood, but man, it's
It's good.
God,
Yeah, I
it's a
think I just found them through Pandora. Like when we first started doing this podcast, this must have been a couple months after that actually. So like in the summer, I was using Pandora and just like trying to, I was really getting into like Royal Blood and stuff, so I, started throwing them on Pandora and just kind of seeing what happened. And yeah, they're just one of the tracks that popped up, and it's really good. I haven't listened to much more, but that song is old. Like that, they only have a
yeah. That
couple of
song was from
tracks on,
2012.
yeah, they only have a couple tracks on Spotify in general, and like each one's from a different year. So I'm like, oh geez, who are these
Yeah,
people?
yeah. I hope he does something. I hope he does something this year because that would be fucking awesome.
Absolutely. Okay. My last track recommendation is my 2015, or I guess it would be the 2016 cruise anthem. This was the anthem for everybody on the cruise. It's Flo Rida, My House. Everyone's probably fucking heard that song by now. I don't listen to the radio, but I imagine it's on the radio all the fucking time.
All right.
And it's just a Flow Rida banger, man. Like that guy has sold his soul to the devil to put out catchy ass dance club music. And I have a feeling he's just going to keep doing that until someone kills him or puts a stop to it. I don't know how they will, but I mean, I'm not gonna. There are no bones about it. It's not a like. This song will not make you think. It will not make you wonder if Flo Rida is a good lyricist. You are just gonna be like, yeah, this is catchy.
I'm gonna dance
I
this.
want to dance and drink something. So
Sweet.
that is my last recommendation.
Cool.
So all right, Seth, here we go. It's a new show. You have to nail it. You have to end the show on a
I
good
have to.
note.
I have to nail this.
You
All
put
right.
zero thought into it, but
I
we
did.
figured,
There's no thought into this. I still don't know what I'm going to say as of right this second.
That's why it's so good. Because I know you didn't put any thought into it, and we were coming up on this, and I know you didn't even
Yeah.
think about it until just now. So now it's like, oh, great, it's gonna be another one of those.
All right. Well, this was our first show for the Broke Ass Music Podcast. All I have to say, this has been Seth Arp and Zach Westcott, and stay broke.
Peace.